Our next guests are working on bringing back the pink ball. From Henry Ford Jackson Hospital, event specialist Teresa Dark and Senior Development Officer Dee Talmadge. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bart. It's good to see you.
Nice to see you in person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good to be back here.
Yeah. And the pink ball, it was on hold for a while.
Yes.
Yeah, in 2022, we were all teed up to have it. It was scheduled.
22.
I'm sorry, 2020. We were all teed up to have it. And thank you for the reminder. And, you know, we had all of our sponsors set and we were ready to go. And then everybody knows what happened then. And we had to cancel. Mm-hmm. But this town, this community is so generous. You know, we contacted everybody that had, you know, agreed to do a sponsorship and supported. And 95% of them said, keep my money and let it go to the beneficiary. So just to let people know the impact of that we will be building that infant mausoleum, breaking ground this spring.
And
so that was the beneficiary in 2020. Yeah. So this year it's the Gail Jacob Cancer Center because we've completed the mission of 2020 and now we're on to the expansion of programs and space of the Gail Jacob Cancer Center. It was just a really exciting time for us.
That is great.
Yeah.
All right, so there might be people who've never heard of the pink ball, even though it's a tradition that's nearly 100 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
85.
I know.
85.
That's amazing, isn't it?
So what is the pink ball? And what does pink mean? Where do we get pink?
So it's just the most darling, you know, history. So 85 years ago, there was an auxiliary that existed as a fundraising and volunteer arm of the hospital. And mostly at that time, it was physicians' wives. And when they would come and volunteer in the hospital, they would wear pink smocks. And so their ball, their gala was called the pink ball. And so we've just kept that as a historical identifier of this gala we have every year. But of course we do a creative theme every year. But it's all fun.
What did it used to, Candy Stripe Girls? Was that a thing?
Candy Stripers.
Candy stripers, yeah.
Candy
They were
stripers?
pink and white striped pinafores.
Mm-hmm.
So Candy Stripe, if you look at a Candy Stripe pattern from the distance, it's pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it's sold out.
Yes,
Right?
isn't that awesome? It's so great.
It's such a great event. We'd love for you to go, but it's sold out.
So it's fortunate for us, unfortunate for those that haven't done a sponsorship or gotten tickets yet. But the great news is there's other ways that people can help. So we can still take silent auction donations. We're going to have raffles. And then we always take donations as part of the pink ball process and at this time of year. So if somebody's, you know, has a real heart for the cancer care that we provide, or just really wants to support the community in this way, absolutely, we can take donations.
Now, we've, of course, all been through this pandemic, but nobody more affected than the healthcare workers and Henry Ford. So how are things right now? I know you're not in the hospital, but you are part of the system. How are things?
You know, actually we're doing better because the brand launch helped with that. So we just had our big...
New brand.
Yeah, our new brand, but we had a big open house yesterday. And so we had some wonderful, you know, food items to give away and some other pieces, you know, new badge reels and things like that with our new logo. And we had an amazing turnout, just an amazing turnout. Everybody came in. Some people came in from their day off to come in and see it. Mm-hmm. So that helped. We're doing the morale boosting still. Yes, everybody's still really tired, but our COVID numbers are super, super low. And so now it's going to be a time where we're just going to have to get everybody's energy back up. So we're just, you know, working towards that, keeping them boosted morale-wise, and then just giving them more time off to try to, you know, regroup and not be so stressed. So it's going to take time, though.
Yeah. I know so many healthcare workers. It's just they've been overwhelmed, and it's still overwhelming.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a while, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That secondhand trauma is a real thing.
Yeah.
And they've seen a lot of things that haven't been seen in our lifetime. And you know, we have a wonderful EAP program, Employee Assistance Program, that's obviously free of charge. And you know, we always are encouraging not just clinical staff, but you know, administrative and support staff as well, to really get the help you need. It's all confidential. It's off-site. So I think our organization does a really fantastic job of supporting people when they need help.
Yeah, you do. My friend Jack Jackson is the poster boy
Yes.
for the pink ball this year.
Yes.
Tell me about Jack.
Jack's just phenomenal. Jack, both Jack and Dee.
Oh, by the way,
they're amazing.
Jack hasn't seen his picture on the invitation yet. Would you send him one?
Yeah, yeah. I talked to Dee last week on the phone, and so yeah, she said I have a copy now. So no, we're so excited to have both of them. So Dee is actually a 50-year cancer survivor who received her treatment
50
at
years.
foot.
Wow.
Yes, and now Jack is a cancer survivor, and they're the sweetest couple. And we have quite a surprise for those that are going to be there that night. I'm not going to give it away, but it's going to be sweet.
Nice.
Yeah.
So come honor Dee and Jack Jackson.
Yes.
It's part of the
Yes.
night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jack's been through, it's unbelievable. And what a great spirit.
Both
He's-
of them. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he was willing to do a testimonial for us too, and that's just amazing.
Yeah.
His story and how it turned out, it's beautiful.
Yep. And the good news is Jack and Dee, they're both doing great.
Yep.
Both doing
Yeah.
great, and just phenomenal people in general.
They sure are.
Yeah.
Now, Teresa, also, just looking ahead just for a second, are we going to be able to bring back the Race to Health this year?
Yes, we are planning to do an in-person race to health. We're going to change it up a little bit and you know, just maybe streamline it. But yeah, we're definitely doing it.
Slowly, we're going to get some of these things back that had to be put on
Put on hold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slowly and carefully, and I think that speaks to our this event and for events going forward for the foreseeable future. We're going to ask for proof of vaccination or exemption. We're not asking people to wear masks. We know people are going to be eating and drinking and talking and dancing all night. So, but we do feel like there's, you know, as a health system and as leaders in well-being in our community, that's a responsible thing for us to do. And we've had a lot of people just really, you know, embracing that and feeling good about it. So, so we feel good about it too.
Well, you know, I know people, just in this last week, I know several people with positive COVID tests, and they're sick. And as you know, at the hospital, we've had, in the 2 years of this pandemic, 550 people die from COVID. It's
Yep.
still with us,
Yeah.
and it can still kill people. So if that's what it takes, that's what it
Yeah,
takes.
we're not going to put our guard down
Yeah.
because we know what we've been through and we
Right.
know what the community's been through.
And I think
So.
we did that. We already went through that. We thought COVID was over a couple of times, and we backed it. We took our foot off the gas.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
You're absolutely right.
All right. So we want to get people to raise money for the Gail Jacob Cancer Center. That's the beneficiary this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right here. People get their treatment right in Jackson.
Yes, and we have wonderful new technology. So we just got the Monarch, it has a very long name, but it's the Monarch bronchoscope. And so what it can do is a robotic piece of equipment that they can go down into the lungs and find those little nodes and tumors before it expands and becomes, you know, very cancerous. So we can do that, and we're like, you know, the latest technology in that. So we're the front runners in having that here at the hospital. And so we just got that in the spring. Well, I should say back in February. And so we've already been using it very successfully, and the patients it's amazing for them. So we're very proud of that. Excuse me. Yeah, so we think that's just amazing. We also have the Ethos, which is a radiation treatment that does really precise radiation. And once again, we are the leaders in the technology of having that here. We're one of the first ones to actually be doing that. We're fifth in the United States. And so we're leading, and so our community is important to us. And so we're bringing these things to our community to help them, and that's all part of the expansion
Yep.
of the Gale, Cancer Center, Gale Brown Cancer Center.
Yep.
So it's part of that.
And so I think people sometimes, their question naturally is like, that's great. Henry Ford is wonderful. They're leaders in the world in innovation. What does that have to do with me? And examples like Teresa just gave are perfect examples of what that has to do with you and with all of us, and getting that level, that world-class cancer care, so close to home that there's not the worry of, now I've got to go stay at a hotel for a month to support my loved one through this. We know that it's so important to have that family support and to be close to home and just feel like you're in your own environment while you're going through these treatments. So that's how this, being part of this larger health system that is so well known for innovation can affect people here in a really, really positive way. The expansion of the Gail Jacob Cancer Center is also, one of the things that we're bringing here is advanced technology using DNA sequencing and precision medicine to be able to detect breast cancer earlier. And everybody knows the earlier the detection, the better the outcome. And so we're going to be working with, young women on their DNA sequencing to see what's the proclivities and what can we do about, lifestyle and other interventions early on. It's exciting stuff, and we're bringing it here to Jackson.
Yes, well, the pink of Pinkball really applies this
Yeah,
year.
it absolutely does this year.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to be a sponsor or donate a raffle item or anything else, they should contact you.
They can contact me. They can also go to henryford.com/pinkball. That's just one word. And there's email addresses and phone numbers right there, and they can contact us.
All right, it's coming up on April,
Saturday, April 23rd.
but sold out, but you can still help.
Still help.
Yeah, I can still help. We
Absolutely.
appreciate that.
Did you get new bling, new shirts, and new
I have
t-shirts?
2 gowns.
Okay,
I haven't decided which one yet, so maybe this weekend will be the try-on.
okay. Send us some pictures.
No, I won't be doing that.
Thanks for coming in.
Oh,
Thank
thanks
you,
for
Barb.
having
We
us. It's always
appreciate it.
fun.
Teresa Dark and Dee Talmadge from Henry Ford Jackson Hospital and the Pink Ball. Well, that's it. We're all out of time. Thanks to Dee and Teresa and all our guests today. Thanks to everyone here at JTV, our great crew, birthday boy Noah, and everyone else working the show. All our great sponsors, thanks so much. And thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow on the morning show, Don Haydock, Jake Schuster, and Katie Powell. Tomorrow afternoon, Michigan Supreme Court Justice Richard Bernstein. Also, Janelle Skinner, Jennifer Elliott, Brian and Sally Critchbaum, Jenna Shemaleski, Dave DeBaker, and Rick Walton. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.